I am quite proud of the fact that my channel's growing and that I've had such a positive response from the amazing community of 3D printers out there. But I know if I want to grow and become a huge YouTube star, I need to do something sensational. And this is why last week I decided to take my act to London, just to see if I've got what it takes to make it in the big city. And I wasn't there an hour before I landed my first gig. Ooh, sorry everyone, I went full YouTuber there, and as many of you know, I'm more the straight-talking truth-sayer. So I'll go back to normal. Instead of some offbeat dramatic hook, let me quickly tell you what this video is about and why you shouldn't miss it. Hi, Ross, Fohammer Videos, you know all that, let's crack on. The story here is simple. While I was in Poland filming for the Worlds Beyond promotion, I got chatting to the guys who run MyMiniFactory, and the more I learned about the company, the more I started to realise people would want to see this. And that assumed audience desire was proven to me when I released my Titan Forge studio video, and that one performed incredibly well. Which is why today I've brought you another exclusive behind the scenes, this time at MyMiniFactory and Only Games in London. Now most of you out there already know MyMiniFactory. If you have a 3D printer and you like minis, it's pretty much the default place you go. But there are features of the platform that I'm sure many of you, like me, don't even realise are there. And we'll get to that, but in order to make a video that I think my audience would actually want to see, I had to think back to many of the comments I get, and a portion of my audience I've carelessly ignored, sorry, are those people who love the technology of resin printing and the models created from it, but don't want to deal with the hassle of 3D printing, you know, from learning how to do it, or just don't want one or can't put one in their home. Even for me, I hear people referring to 3D printing as a hobby, but my hobby is actually everything that happens after the model is printed. Well, that's where Only Games comes in. One of the things that many people don't know is that MyMiniFactory have a partner site called Only Games, and their purpose to provide consistent, high quality and usable miniatures for the people who want these digital models but don't want a 3D printer. Hell, seriously, if I didn't do what I do on YouTube, I'd see the appeal of just getting these models and crack on painting them. Painting is still my first love in this hobby, and considering 3D prints are more varied, more detailed, and typically need less cleanup and assembly than plastic miniatures, then yeah, we can all appreciate the desire for the sculpts coming out from these various creators. And look, I know this is sounding like a sales pitch already, but let me be clear, I wasn't paid to make this video, it's not sponsored, I get a commission on referrals to Only Games, but that's it. So honestly, go check out Only Games or don't, I genuinely don't care. The fun bit is seeing how all this happens, and if you do go, then, you know, please click my link first. So if you're aware of MyMiniFactory, model creators can sign up there, create a store, get a dedicated account manager, and sell their models. But once that's done, just one click will get the ball rolling to port a digital library or just a selection of it to Only Games. Or you can start directly on Only Games if you're a creator looking to just sell physicals rather than digital STL files. And for anyone thinking, oh yeah, but at what markup for Only Games? Well, once the creator uploads the models to Only Games, they then receive a set manufacturing price for those models, and they're allowed to choose the models' prices themselves at whatever markup they desire. And this is one of the things that kind of explains the culture behind both Only Games and MyMiniFactory. They're all in the same office, and for all intents and purposes, they're the same company. But their business model is such that they intend to be little more than the platform that enables creators to share and earn from their work. And I don't just mean digital creators of models who can obviously sell their STL files and, as shown, the physical models too, but did you know you can actually upload pictures of your printed models on the pages for them, and these become part of the gallery on MyMiniFactory's Canvas section? To me, now knowing some of the ideas MyMiniFactory have to develop this module, it could potentially replace what the community lost when Instagram became TikTok too. You know, somewhere that you can use to inspire your future paintings. But unlike TikTok, when you upload to this platform and connect your PayPal account, you can also receive tips from other users thanking you for your work. Now, back to Only Games. When someone orders a model from here, I got to see the process from the back end. Everything here is made to order, and that's what I want to show. What goes into that process? Every single model is printed in Only Games' own proprietary resin, and it's supported by them in-house too. And I'll come back to the model quality in a mo, but I asked them to print a model of myself that I had commissioned by Titan Forge. And yes, this is full-on narcissism on my part, and the model's name is Lord Narcissus in honour of that. But I wanted something that I could have as a giveaway at events, and the first chance to get one of these from me is at UK Games Expo 2024. So if you're going, find me, say hi, and just ask for one. I will be creating a page for it on MyMiniFactory so people can upload painted versions if they so wish to paint them, but the STL isn't going to be available to download just yet. I kind of want to keep this as a special thing for now. But let's say this was an ordered model. Once that order comes in, it's then queued up to be printed in one of the largest printing rooms I have ever seen. Now, I am a bit limited as to what I can show you in the video because, well, for good reasons, Only Games don't want others to see and then copy their process. But once I'd donned my safety gear, I was able to have a look around, and this room houses hundreds of printers, along with ventilation equipment above all the machines and wash stations. They even have custom trolleys for loading completed build plates on and moving them from between printers and wash areas. And because I was there a couple of days, I witnessed at the end of the day a full clean down is performed to minimize what is, well, let's be fair, it's a very messy process. But a lot of the real work and effort goes in when packing your models, because each of them has the supports removed before being shipped, and that minimizes the time you spend at home cleaning up a print. All you need to do is unbox it and paint it. And I've got to say, they are so committed to quality that if you have any issues with your print, just send them pictures and they'll replace it. And I'm sure you'll agree. I know that one of the biggest concerns people have with 3D printed models is inconsistent results. Well, you'll get that from the likes of eBay and Etsy, but this place does the same thing with the same resin time and time again. And I must admit, I am super impressed with both the level of detail and flexibility this custom resin produces. It is excellent for tabletop miniatures and for larger models too. But speaking of unboxing, as I just was, Only Games also have their own packaging too. And I just find this cool. They can actually print out giant cards and follow up in a machine which cuts these up and adds double-sided tape strips in order to make their own custom boxes. And this is for Only Games orders, custom branded orders for larger brands of model sellers, and their own crates, which they sell each month in collaboration with Two Thin Coats, so that you can get both physical models, paints, and a painting guide in one package each month. But honestly, the thing that made me know I can trust them as a brand is that I found Weira screwdrivers lying around, and they have a whole corner of bamboo printers. Which reminds me, I do need to ask them for their printing profile on these because, well, for FDM, these prints put the ooh in smooth. See, smooth, do you get it? That was probably my worst joke ever, but if you found it funny, laugh and comment. If you didn't, ignore I said anything. But across both brands, it's a ton of stuff that they do, and they are constantly growing and improving. So next time you check out MyMiniFactory, instead of just looking at the store, take a couple of minutes to see some of the other tabs. Tribes, for example, is where you can subscribe to your favorite creators, and you must be aware of this model. It's like what many creators do on Patreon, where you pay a set amount each month for the latest creations from that studio. But on MyMiniFactory, 92% of your subscription goes to the creator. And even for most of the Patreon subs, the models are normally delivered by MyMiniFactory anyway. That honestly makes me wonder why people even use Patreon as a middleman. Is it that people just don't know about tribes? Honestly, if you sub to a Patreon when there's the option of a tribe on MyMiniFactory, why? Like, seriously, let me know in the comments. I'm genuinely curious. But anyway, the other tab you should definitely keep an eye on is Frontiers, and I was part of one of these recently with Worlds Beyond. As many of you probably know, I've shouted about it and shoved it in your face more than enough. But Frontiers is essentially a promotional tool for creators running campaigns. Think of this like the crowdfunding model, but for viewers of the site like us, it's basically the best way to get a ton of models at the lowest prices. But unlike, say, a Kickstarter, as soon as you make your pledge here, the files are delivered to your library immediately for download. There's no waiting a month to years to get your models. And for several recent campaigns, the creators have actually earned more and got more people subscribing through MyMiniFactory than equivalent platforms. But speaking of things going in your library, this is actually my favourite feature of the platform. Unlike others where you need to download your models and store them locally on your machine in some custom hierarchy so that you can find them later, here you just leave them online in your library and download them whenever you need them. Everything is already stored in a sensible manner by creator. And look, I know MyMiniFactory isn't perfect, but they have advised me that they're working on things like site speed, and they do listen to community feedback. They are planning to make a lot of improvements to their various site modules, which, well, I can't talk about for probably obvious reasons, but let me just tell you, I'm excited for all of it. But the real reason I feel comfortable and want to promote these guys is because, well, after speaking with them for so long, I've realized their approach to business is much like my own. You see, I don't work for any of the brands that I make videos about. I work for you, the viewer. And I truly believe that if you trust me, then my platform will naturally grow. And everything I heard from all of the staff members during my time at MyMiniFactory echoed these same values. MyMiniFactory want to create a community for makers and creators to not only share their work, but to earn from it too. Model creation and painting, whatever your flavor, has always been a niche and inclusive space. And this platform gives independents the power to take back control of our creativity. And I've said this is the future so many times in recent videos that I'm starting to sound like a parrot, but when I'm constantly hearing people's negative thoughts about companies no longer promoting the creators behind these models, in an industry where we, the consumers of that art, want to support and champion the creators, it means so much to me when I hear MyMiniFactory state that they're not the brand, they're just the platform that exists to promote the brands. It's never been about them. It's all about the community behind them. It's about us. I want to say thanks for watching, and a huge thanks to our members for supporting us. They get early access to videos like this and their name on screen now. If you want to hear more about me giving my thoughts and opinions on the miniatures and model industry, then, well, I'm now officially part of The Painting Phase, an amazing chat show and hobby channel featuring some of the best guests in the hobby industry. So come along and drop us a subscribe for your support. Links are down in the description. Also in the description are links to Only Games, so if you're going to buy something, do me a favor, click that. I'll make a little percentage, no cost to you. Don't forget to come and find me at UK Games Expo 2024. I'll be on a panel with Mini Wargaming from 12 till 1 on the Sunday, and then straight after that I'll be at the MyMiniFactory booth. So if you want a free model, come along and ask for one. The other days, yes, I'm also there. I'm just wandering about. I can't wait to meet everyone who wants a free mini of me. And until next time, mini me, you complete me. Oh, that's so cringy. Anyway, see you guys. Fohammer out.